well, in this video we're going to demonstrate how to put together the 1 meter by 2 meter photo shooting table. I'm going to go through some of the parts that are, well, most of the parts that are involved in the kit, and then I'm going to show you how to actually put it together. So the kit's complete with everything that you need for the photo shooting table. In the kit bag, comes with all the pieces that you see here in front of me. There's a few other pieces we'll go into a bit later. But right now I'm just going to quickly run through all the main parts that you're going to have laid out so you can start the assembly. Alright, so the first pieces that I'm going to talk about in some detail about are the legs. So the legs you'll see are all the same size. You can tell the legs from all the other parts because they actually have these little pieces already screwed into them. These will form the corners of the frame. Now you've got to keep the back legs and the front legs separated so you don't get them confused. They look the same at the bottom, but front legs, you can see here, have this additional piece where the front of the tabletop will actually be attached. The corner supports have to go to the bottom, so that basically that's where you put the horizontal bars. The actual supports themselves, the horizontal supports, they actually have two different lengths. Alright, I'll just hold two of them up here. If you can see that. They're actually one's a bit shorter than the other, two are shorter than the other. So the actual depth of the table is the shorter length. Well, I'll show you that while we're putting it together. And of course the width is the longer. So we're just going to get started now just by building the legs and the supporting frames, and then we'll go into the next step. Alright, so we're going to start with the legs and the horizontal supports. And I've laid them out here in kind of roughly the relationship that they're going to be put together, so it helps for me to keep them in order. Just remember that the horizontal supports, the shorter one is going to be the size or the depth of the table, and the width of the table itself is going to be the long ones, that you can see here, so I've already laid them out. Again, remember that these legs here with this front piece at the top, they have to go in the front. Alright, the back legs only have the corner supports, they have nothing on the top. Front legs have that extra piece. So now we'll start assembling it. Now just got to remember this piece here has to go facing forward towards the camera. Alright, so you should see that the corners kind of line up in the directions of the size that you need them to go. So if I put these here pointing out forward, now I can see now that they're actually going to line up nicely with the bars. So let's just start putting it all together. So now that's the legs done. Alright, so now what we're going to do next is attach the front support of the tabletop. So what we do is we get one of these pieces here. Now you'll figure out that the length actually should equal this side of the table, or the width of the table. So that's one way to make sure you've got the right piece. Also, you'll notice that it has these two separate kind of receptacle type of supports, which line up with our front support here. So that's how you know you've got the right piece. In your kit, you also notice these two short pieces here. That's actually how you're going to attach these two together. So I'll just simply slot one in here. Now I like to keep it a bit loose, so I don't tighten it too much because you may have to kind of wiggle them into position. So just make it slightly loose when you put it in first and tighten them in later. Now, when they're in position, I'll simply finish off making them quite tight. front support done. So now we're just going to attach the side top supports. They're identical to the front one that we just did, except they're a bit shorter. They have the same grips on the sides here, but there's a difference. This piece here at the end, this is how you're going to attach the back support. So the teeth, it's very important, you'll see here when you look up close, there's actually little teeth in this thing. They need to face to the inside. So I'll just attach the first one here. Okay, so now we're going to attach the back support. The pieces that you're going to use for that, quite easy to spot. They're pretty much straight, they're short, one of the shortest ones in the kit. They've also got this piece here on the end, which attaches to the other part that we put on here earlier with the top supports. You need to attach them with one of these grips. They've got a hexagonal bolt in them, you just need to take them off, make sure not to lose the washers. What you do here is you take the hexagonal bolt and one of the washers and drop it right in here. You'll see that there's a hole in here, it's a hexagonal hole, that will allow the head of the screw down to be held in place. And then just line up the holes like this. Put the other washer on. Okay, so now we've got the back support in place, the vertical back support. We just need to finish it off with the horizontal bar. It's just a matter of simply attaching the last piece. So that's the frame done. We've attached all the clips to the frame in readiness to receive the Perspex tabletop itself. The thing about the Perspex is that it's very tightly rolled in packaging, so you're going to have to unroll it for a bit, find a clean surface just to put it down, put it under some weights, and if you can leave it out in the sun for a couple of hours, that will also help it. Then you want to be able to just get that curl out so you can actually attach it to the frame without too much work. It comes straight out of the packaging with a very tight curl, and unless you've got about four hands to help you, it's not going to be that easy to get it done on your own.